Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Crusader. It's a British Tier 5 medium tank. It's located on the south spawn of Himmelsdorf and it's under the command of Milestone 77. Well, what can I tell you about the Crusader? Well, it's otherwise known as the Cruiser Tank Mark 6 or the A-15, also known as the Crusader. And they were built between 1938 and 1940. They served during the Desert Campaign in North Africa during 1941 to 42, but they weren't very successful, mainly because they're very weak on armour and they only had a 6-pounder as their main armament, so they were easy for the German tanks to knock out, and they didn't have a lot of punch. Well, that Marder 38T is getting in the way, being a nuisance. But Milestone has managed to get around him and is now out into the railway yards. Oh, T-67, American Tier 5 tank destroyer, just up there. We need to be careful using the railway wagons for cover. He's gone behind the buildings. There's a Matilda over there as well. Now the Matilda will have the 2-pounder gun. And locked on. Oh, just took around from that 2-pounder. Also a T-28 over there, and he's into the railway yards now. We can probably fire at him. Yes, we do get a shot into him, but we did take some damage from that Matilda, and takes out the T-28. And here's the T-67, 1 round in, auto-aimed, but we did take a round, and 1 more in, and 1 more finishes him off. It is fairly fast firing, the gun on the Crusader. At least that's in our favour. But the problem is really that the armour is so weak, and as you can see, those shells, they did manage to go through the vehicle. And he's destroying the wall there to enable him to see the target. And there's a Crusader, there's the Matilda. Fires 1 round in, but he takes 2 rounds in return. One of those was from an Arty. The M40, the 44 hit points from an SU-5, who's further north. So he's actually in grid square A1. And that's another shot from the SU-5. For 68 hit points, so he's going to have to get under cover, and we lost the driver. Only 3 crewmen. He's aiming at a T-34 up on the castle, fires a round in, it hits the wall. He's firing blind now, and that looks like that hit. Fires another round in, we don't know if that one hit, and that one hit the wall behind, so probably 2 hits on the T-34, puts the driver back in. He's loading HE to go after that SU-5, who's relocated. We now know where he is. He's in grid square A2. That's a very slow moving Arty, so he can probably catch up with it and do some damage. Okay, he's going to squeeze past the fuel tank, going after that A5, the SU-5, dialing in, fires a round in, gets a hit. Oh, tries the second one, but it explodes on that debris on the wood. Remember, it's an HE shell. It will explode if it hits anything in the way. So you'll miss your target. If there's a fence in the way, it'll explode on the fence. So you have to be careful with HE shells to make sure that there's nothing in between you and the target. He's coming up behind that SU-5. He's going to put the last HE round into his rear. And yep, oh, it fails to work. But he fires another AP round in, and that finishes off the SU-5. So that's his 3rd kill. Now, there are 2 tanks ahead at the moment. But the enemy has control of the east side of the map, and they're in our cap area. Okay, is there any targets down the road? Yes, there's an OI, but he's a long way off, and the 6-pounder is going to have difficulty trying to penetrate that OI. In fact, he'll need the APCR to get it. And there's 2 further difficult customers in the enemy cap area, the SU-100 and a KV-222. And he's loading APCR. He needs it. He's going to poke his head around the corner, try and use the rubble and the wreck for cover, and go after them. Fires 1 round at the SU-100, gets a hit. Fires another one and gets a hit. Yeah, this is good. And takes down the SU-100. Excellent work. Now, KV-220, it's going to be more difficult than the SU-100, really. Even though the SU-100's got a 100mm gun, KV-220's got very, very thick armour. And in fact, actually, he's decided, I think, to pull back and let the S35 get a shot, because that S35's got a fantastic gun. And the S35 has trouble getting through the armor as well. I think Milestone's decided, no, he doesn't want to be here, not when that KV-220 arrives. And that's the correct decision, because the S35 won't survive. Yeah, he's been hit. And the S35's been wiped out. If Milestone had been there, he would have been wiped out as well. And he's decided it's better to retreat and move back to his own cap area, because there's somebody there that can deal with that KV-220, and that's an OI. So he's going to try and help out, defend the cap. Okay, carefully manoeuvres around the corner. Okay, he's heading back to the cap. T-3485 just got hit by the OI, big derp. And the OI's in reload. Okay, aiming for the T-3485. One round in, he's tracked. And the second finishes him off. Now he's still firing the APCR. I think he probably hasn't noticed, but it doesn't really matter. In fact, actually, he probably needed the APCR to get through the hull of the T-3485 anyway. Oh, there's the T-34. He fires one round off. He's loaded AP. That's clever. Correct use of ammo. The T-34 can be taken out. Oh, the OI's aiming this direction. The SU-5 on their own team hits the OI for 44. Now we're going after that T-34. There he is. Oh, he's just been wiped out by the SU-100. Okay, now which does he need to kill next? Well, the KV-220 is headed this way. The OI is in the square. The SU-100 is aiming at the KV-220. I think we need to assist them. Ideally, we want to go around and come up behind the KV-220, shoot him in the rear where his armor's weakest. But I think what Milestone's going to do is he's going to go up alongside and shoot the OI in the side. We just lost our own OI. Oh, now it's got the hard armor to get through, the front armor. You've got to get alongside the thing and shoot him in the side. And he's doing that. That's good. And he gets the kill shot. The weakness of the OI is its side. So once you get alongside it, it's dead duck. And now he's using it for cover. KV-220 is headed this way. SU-100 is headed back to our cap area. Now he's going to try and escape from the KV-220 using the wreck as cover. That's good. Good use of cover. Doesn't want to let that KV-220 get his gun on him, because he's only got 16 hit points left. One shot will be enough to put him out of the game. And he very carefully gets around. Puts one round into the rear, but it bounces. Gets one. That one connects. Fires another one in to track him. Gets around the vehicle. And uses the Rex for cover. Fires another round in. Can he get one more to kill it? Yes, he does! And wins the battle. Oh, God, that was close. And the SU-5 was only a short distance away to help if he needed to. But clever use of ammunition. He did switch to the APCR at the right moments, and that was the end of that KV-220. Using the wreck for cover, he put those rounds in beautifully. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Oh, that's the wrong screen. That's the right screen. I do apologise for that. We've got an ace tanker in the Crusader for Milestone 77. He also got a fire for effect for dealing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He got his first mark of excellence with that battle. He also managed to get a duelist badge for taking down 2 enemy that did damage to him. A hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 enemy vehicles. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 8 in total. But here's the good ones. He managed to get an Oskin's medal. That is, he destroyed 3 enemy tanks, all tank destroyers, with a medium tank in one battle. And they had to be at least 1 tier higher than him during the battle. And of course that was the OI, the KV-220, and I believe there was another vehicle as well that was a higher tier. Now which one was it? It was the SU-100. That was what. And not only that, he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. He managed to get 7 in the end, in total, but in all the confusion that was going on, I didn't spot that he'd actually passed the Top Gun mark. So let's have a look at the team scores and see where he stood. Well, there you have it. Highest damage, 1,649 hit points of damage. The highest score on the enemy team is the KV-222, which is a premium tank and very difficult to kill because it's got a very tough armor on the hull. Even though the turret is still fairly weak, it's the hull that's really the worry, because you just can't get through the armor if you've got a small gun. And of course, the Crusader has basically got a small gun, but he did use his APCR to good effect. The 220 did 1,432, and then the OI on our team did 1,322 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it was definitely Milestone 77 with the Crusader who got the highest number, 7 kills. The SU-100 on the enemy team managed to get 5, and then we've got the KV-222 with 3 kills, the T-3485 with 3, and the OI on our own team. When it came to base XP, it was Milestone again with 1,094. He managed to get 808 for the OI and 533 for the SU-100. The KV-220 managed 606 in the end, even on the losing team, but that I think is down to the fact that it it's a very difficult tank to kill. It does have very strong armor. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 42 rounds, he got 30 direct hits, 25 penetrations. Good use of selection of the armor, ammo. He did switch to the right ammo at the right time, although he did fire a few shots with the APCR that he could have fired with standard AP and still penetrated the target. He did damage of 1,649 hit points, of which 74 was at more than 300 meters. He received 5 hits from the enemy, and they were all penetrations. And again, that shows how weak the armor is on the Crusader. He received 1 hit as a result of splash damage. That was from the SU-5. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 7 of them, and did damage assistance of 238 hit points. On a standard account, he earned 25,287 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and he did actually use quite a lot of APCR in that battle, he actually ended up with minus 9,747 credits overall, a deficit. He did pick up 5 bonds, 1 for the Top Gun, 1 for the high caliber, and 3 for the Oskin's medal, which is an unusual medal to get. He also earned 1,094 base XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all he took away. So a particularly good battle with a very low HP ending, 15 hit points only he had at the end, but he did survive, and he took down that KV-220, and he did so by using the Rex as cover to hide behind and then popping out to fire at the KV-220 when he exposed himself. He also outturned the KV-220, which does have a very slow moving turret, so he was able to put several shots into the KV-220 whilst he was still trying to get his turret to bear on Milestone and then get behind the wreckage before the guy could fire. And because that wreath underneath, or that laurel underneath the that banner underneath the M symbol, means that it was his first ace tanker in this tank, so congratulations on that. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.